Welcome back to the Top Liberty Coins. Today we are diving deep into something that collectors, investors, and history lovers are all talking about right now. A coin that might look small, simple, and ordinary at first glance, but could actually be worth an incredible amount of money. We are talking about the 1962 Liberty coin, a piece that has captured attention in the current market and continues to surprise people with its hidden value. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that has traveled through decades, passed through countless hands, witnessed history, and today could be worth far more than its original value. That is exactly what makes this coin so fascinating. It is not just metal. It is history, rarity, condition, and demand all combined into one small object. The 1962 Liberty coin was minted during a time when coin production in the United States was at a very important stage. The Denver Mint, marked by the letter D, produced millions of coins, but not all coins are equal. Some coins, due to minting errors, unique features, or exceptional preservation, become extremely rare over time. What makes the 1962 Liberty coin so interesting is not just its age, but the small details that many people overlook. Collectors always look for sharp design, clear lettering, and perfect surfaces. A coin that has survived in near-perfect condition from 1962 is already rare. But when you add unique factors like minting variations or errors, its value can increase dramatically. Now let's talk about the current market value, which is where things get really exciting. While most 1962 coins are common and worth only a small amount, certain high-grade examples or rare variations have reached astonishing prices. There are reports and claims in the market suggesting extremely high valuations, sometimes even reaching figures like $787,976.49. While such prices depend heavily on condition, grading, and authenticity, they show the incredible potential hidden in coins like this. The coin market today is very active. Collectors are constantly searching for rare pieces, and demand is growing. Online auctions, coin shows, and private collectors are pushing prices higher, especially for coins that are well preserved or have unique characteristics. One of the key factors that determines value is grading. Coins are graded on a scale based on their condition. A coin in mint state condition, meaning it has no visible wear and looks almost like it just came from the mint, can be worth significantly more than a circulated coin. Even small differences in grade can mean the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth thousands. Another important factor is rarity. Not all 1962 Liberty coins are rare, but certain versions with specific features can be very hard to find. These might include coins with unusual strikes, double dies, or other mint errors. These errors are highly desirable among collectors because they make each coin unique. History also plays a big role in value. Coins from the early 1960s represent a different era in minting. The materials, techniques, and designs used at that time are part of what makes these coins special today. Collectors are not just buying a coin, they are buying a piece of history. There is also a strong emotional connection when it comes to coin collecting. Many people inherit coins from family members and later discover that they might be valuable. This adds a personal story to each coin, making it even more meaningful. If you are wondering whether you might have a valuable 1962 Liberty coin, there are a few things you should look for. First, check the condition. Is the coin shiny, with clear details, or is it worn out? Second, look closely for any unusual features or errors. Third, consider having the coin professionally graded by a trusted service. This can help confirm its authenticity and value. The market is constantly changing, and prices can go up or down depending on demand. However, rare coins tend to hold their value over time, making them a popular choice for collectors and investors alike. It is also important to be careful. Not every claim of high value is accurate. Some coins are advertised with exaggerated prices that do not reflect their true market value. Always do your research and consult experts before making any decisions. At the end of the day, the real beauty of the 1962 Liberty coin lies in its combination of history, rarity, and potential value. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, this coin represents an exciting opportunity to explore the world of numismatics. So next time you come across an old coin, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. You might be holding something far more valuable than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and want to learn more about hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to Coins, like the video, and stay tuned for more incredible discoveries, because in the world of coins, even the smallest piece can hold the biggest story and sometimes the biggest value. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the coin collecting world, Liberty coins, especially the rare and mysterious 1967 issues, their history, their current market value, and why some of them are selling for unbelievable prices. When people hear the word Liberty on a coin, they often think it is just a common design. But in reality, Liberty coins are among the most iconic pieces ever minted. The image of Liberty represents freedom, strength, and the identity of a nation. Over the years, different designs of Liberty have appeared on coins, each telling a unique story of its era. Now let's go back in time. The United States Mint has been producing Liberty-themed coins since the late 1700s. These coins include famous designs like the Walking Liberty, the Seated Liberty, and the Barber Liberty. Each design has its own fan base, and collectors around the world are always searching for rare variations. But something very interesting happened around 1967. During this period, the United States was facing a coin shortage. Because of this, the government made a surprising decision. They removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967. This means coins from 1967 do not show where they were minted, making them unique and sometimes harder to identify. Now here is where things get exciting. While most 1967 coins are common and not worth a lot, there are rare errors and special conditions that can turn an ordinary coin into a fortune. Some coins from 1967 have minting mistakes like double strikes, off-center prints, or unusual metal compositions. These errors are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay huge amounts of money for them. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that looks slightly different. Maybe the design is off-center or the surface looks unusual. To an untrained eye, it might seem damaged. But to a collector, it could be a jackpot. Let's talk about value. Most standard 1967 coins might only be worth a few cents or a few dollars depending on their condition. But rare error coins have been sold for thousands. In some extreme cases, high-grade rare Liberty-related coins from similar eras have reached values close to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Condition plays a massive role here. Coins are graded on a scale. The better the condition, the higher the value. A coin that has never been used, with sharp details and no scratches, is considered mint condition. These coins are extremely valuable, especially if they are rare. Another important factor is demand. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a global market. When collectors compete to own a rare coin, the price can rise dramatically. Auctions sometimes turn into intense battles where bidders push prices higher and higher. Now think about this. Somewhere out there, in old drawers, piggy banks, or forgotten collections, there could be rare Liberty coins waiting to be discovered. Many people don't even realize what they have. This is why coin hunting has become so popular. People check their change, search through old coins, and visit markets hoping to find that one valuable piece. The history behind Liberty coins also adds emotional value. These coins have witnessed wars, economic changes, and historical moments. Holding one is like holding a piece of history. That connection makes them even more special for collectors. There are also counterfeit coins in the market, so collectors must be careful. Experts use magnification tools and special techniques to verify authenticity. If you ever think you have a rare coin, it is always a good idea to get it checked by a professional. One of the most exciting things about coin collecting is that anyone can start. You don't need to be rich. Sometimes all it takes is curiosity and attention to detail. Even a small discovery can lead to something big, and let's not forget the thrill. The moment when you realize that a coin in your hand might be worth far more than you imagined, that feeling is priceless. It's like finding hidden treasure in real life. So next time you see an old coin, don't ignore it. Look closely. Check the year. Examine the design. Because you never know, that simple coin could be your ticket to something extraordinary. The world of Liberty coins is full of surprises, history, and opportunities. From their beautiful designs to their hidden values, these coins continue to capture the imagination of collectors everywhere. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of coin collecting, Liberty coins. Not just any Liberty coins, but rare, valuable pieces that collectors are hunting right now, coins that could be sitting unnoticed in drawers, old boxes, or inherited collections. Imagine holding a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but its true value could be hundreds, thousands, or even reaching into unbelievable numbers like $787,976 or more depending on condition, rarity, and demand. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because what you're about to learn might change the way you look at every coin in your pocket. Liberty coins are among the most iconic in numismatic history. The word liberty itself represents freedom, strength, and identity. For decades, this symbol has appeared on various U.S. coins, each design reflecting the era in which it was minted. These coins are not just currency, they are history frozen in metal. Now let's talk about the timeline. Liberty coins were minted in different forms from the late 1700s through the early 1900s, but their legacy continues even today in collector markets. Some of the most famous designs include the seated Liberty, the walking Liberty, and the Morgan Liberty. Each has its own story, its own rarity scale, and its own market value that fluctuates constantly, but here's where things get interesting. While many people focus only on very old coins, there are certain later year coins, even around the 1970s, that have gained attention due to mint errors, limited circulation, or unusual features. This is where collectors get excited. A coin from 1971 might sound common, but under the right conditions, it can be worth far more than its face value. Let's break it down in simple terms. The value of any Liberty coin depends on a few key factors. First is rarity. How many of these coins were minted, and how many still exist today? Second is condition. A coin in perfect or near perfect condition, often graded by professionals, can multiply its value many times over. Third is demand. If collectors are actively searching for a specific coin, its price can skyrocket almost overnight. Now imagine a Liberty coin that checks all these boxes: rare, well-preserved, and highly demanded. That's where you start seeing prices climb into the hundreds of thousands. There have been auction records where Liberty coins have sold for extraordinary amounts, shocking even experienced collectors. Let's talk about design details, because this is where you need to pay attention. Liberty coins often feature a profile of Lady Liberty, sometimes walking, sometimes seated, sometimes crowned. The smallest details, the direction she faces, the folds in her gown, the stars around her, can determine the exact type and value of the coin. Even tiny variations can mean big money. A slight difference in mint mark, a small error during production, or a rare variation in design can turn an ordinary-looking coin into a collector's dream. That's why experts always recommend examining coins closely, even using magnification tools, now coming to the market today. The current coin market is more active than ever. Online auctions, collector forums, and private sales are driving prices higher. People are realizing that coins are not just collectibles, they are investments. And Liberty coins are right at the center of this movement. A coin that was once sold for a few dollars decades ago might now be worth thousands. And some exceptional pieces have crossed into the range of hundreds of thousands, especially those in mint condition or with unique historical significance. Let's imagine a scenario. Someone finds an old coin collection passed down from a family member. Among those coins is a Liberty design piece. At first, it seems like just another old coin. But after proper evaluation, it turns out to be a rare variation. Suddenly, that coin becomes a life-changing discovery. This is not just a story, this has happened many times. Now, about 1971. While it is not traditionally known for classic Liberty coin production, certain coins from that era can still carry value due to minting anomalies or collector demand. For example, errors like double strikes, off-center prints, or unusual metal composition can significantly increase value. collectors today are actively searching for these hidden gems because they are often overlooked. That's the beauty of coin collecting. The treasure is not always obvious. Another important aspect is grading. Professional grading services evaluate coins on a scale, usually from poor condition to perfect mint state. A coin graded at the highest levels can be worth many times more than the same coin in average condition. This is why proper storage and handling are extremely important. Never clean a coin aggressively. This is a mistake many beginners make. Cleaning can actually reduce the value because it damages the original surface. Collectors prefer coins in their natural state, even if they show some age. Let's talk numbers again, because that's what everyone is curious about. While most Liberty coins range from a few dollars to several hundred, rare examples can go far beyond that. Auction records have shown Liberty coins reaching into six-figure territory. And yes, figures like $787,976 are not just random, they reflect the upper range of what exceptional coins can achieve under the right circumstances, but remember, not every coin will reach that level. The key is knowledge. The more you learn about identifying features, mint marks, and historical context, the better your chances of spotting something valuable. And here's something exciting: the market is still growing. New collectors are entering the field every day, increasing demand. This means coins that are affordable today could become highly valuable in the future. So what should you do right now? Start checking your coins. Look at dates, designs, and mint marks. Compare them with known rare versions. Use a magnifying glass if you can. And most importantly, never underestimate a coin just because it looks ordinary. The next big discovery could be sitting right in your home. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about history, curiosity, and the thrill of discovery. Every coin has a story: where it traveled, who held it, what era it represents. And Liberty coins, in particular, carry the spirit of an entire nation's journey. Before we end, here's something to think about. What if the coin you ignore today is the one that could have changed your future? That's why collectors always say, check twice, learn more, and never stop exploring. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Liberty coins and want to learn more about rare coins, hidden values, and real market insights, make sure to stay connected with Coins. Because here, every coin has a secret, and we're here to uncover it. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and often misunderstood pieces in the world of American coin collecting, the legendary 1976 Liberty coin. A coin that many people have seen, some have even held, but very few truly understand its real value, its hidden history, and the truth behind the massive price claims you may have heard. Let's begin with a question that might surprise you. Is it really possible for a 1976 Liberty coin to be worth hundreds of thousands or even close to $1 million? The short answer, yes. But only under very specific and rare conditions. Now let's uncover the full story. The year 1976 was extremely special in the United States. It marked the 200th anniversary of independence, also known as the bicentennial. To celebrate this historic moment, special coins were released. These coins featured unique designs that stood apart from regular coins. One of the most iconic designs you'll find is on the bicentennial quarter, half dollar, and dollar. Instead of the usual eagle, these coins featured a colonial drummer, a symbol of revolution and freedom. This design made the coins instantly recognizable and highly collectible. Many people refer to these coins as Liberty coins because they represent the spirit of freedom and independence, even though the word Liberty appears on many U.S. coins by default. Now let's focus on the 1976 D Mint mark. The D stands for Denver Mint, one of the main facilities where U.S. coins are produced. Coins with this mark were minted in Denver and are very common in circulation. This is where most people get confused. Just because a coin is from 1976 and has a D Mint mark does not automatically make it valuable. In fact, millions of these coins were produced, which means most of them are only worth their face value. But here's where things get interesting. Certain rare versions of these coins can be worth a lot of money, sometimes thousands of dollars, and in extremely rare cases, even more. So what makes one coin ordinary and another incredibly valuable? It all comes down to a few key factors. Condition is everything. Coins that are in perfect or near perfect condition are far more valuable than worn out ones. Collectors use grading systems, and coins graded MS67 or higher can sell for significant amounts. Errors and unique features. This is where the real money comes in. Coins with minting errors are highly sought after. These errors can include double strikes, off-center designs, missing details, or unusual metal compositions. Silver content. Some bicentennial coins were made with 40% silver instead of the standard copper-nickel. These were often part of special collector sets and are more valuable than regular coins. Proof coins. Proof coins are specially made for collectors with a mirror-like finish and sharp details. These coins are not meant for circulation and can be worth much more depending on their condition. Now let's address the big number you might have heard, values like $787,976 or even higher. These numbers are not for regular coins. They usually refer to extremely rare coins with unique characteristics, perfect grading, or historical significance. Sometimes these prices come from auction records, where collectors are willing to pay a premium for a one-of-a-kind piece. For example, coins graded at the very highest levels by professional services like PCGS or NGC can sell for astonishing prices, but it's important to stay realistic. If you have a 1976 Liberty coin in average condition, it is most likely worth only a small amount above face value, maybe a few dollars at best. However, you should never ignore a coin without checking it carefully, because hidden treasures do exist. People have discovered rare error coins in their pocket change, in old jars, and even in inherited collections. So how can you check if your coin is valuable? Start by examining the details. Look at the edges, the lettering, and the design. Check for doubling, unusual marks, or anything that looks different from a normal coin. Next, weigh the coin. A slight difference in weight could indicate a rare variation or error. Then compare it with verified examples online or get it evaluated by a professional coin dealer. If you believe your coin might be special, consider getting it graded by a trusted organization. The history behind these coins also adds to their appeal. The bicentennial celebration was a moment of pride and unity in the United States. These coins were not just currency, they were symbols of a nation's journey over 200 years. That's why collectors around the world still seek them today. They represent history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery all in one small piece of metal. And here's something many people don't realize: the value of coins continues to change over time as more collectors enter the market and rare coins become harder to find. Prices can increase significantly. So even if your coin isn't worth much today, it could become more valuable in the future. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about history, patience, and the excitement of finding something rare. Before we wrap up, here's a quick reminder: don't believe every viral claim you see about coins being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Always verify with reliable sources and experts, but at the same time, never underestimate the coin in your hand, because one small detail could change everything. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1976 Liberty coin and want to learn more about rare coins, hidden values, and collecting tips, make sure to stay connected with Coins. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of rare coins, Liberty coins, their history, their hidden value, and especially the mystery around the 1979 coins that collectors are chasing right now. Close your eyes for a second and picture early America. A young nation trying to define itself. One of the strongest symbols chosen to represent freedom was Liberty, a powerful female figure that appeared on coins as a message to the world. These Liberty coins were not just money, they were identity, pride, and independence pressed into metal. Over the decades, many versions of Liberty coins were produced. Some showed Liberty sitting peacefully, others standing strong, and some with flowing hair symbolizing freedom. Each design tells a story, and each small detail can change the value dramatically. Now let's talk about why collectors are obsessed. Not all Liberty coins are valuable, but some are extremely rare. And rarity is where the magic begins. A coin's value depends on a few key factors: year, mint mark, condition, and errors. And sometimes, a tiny mistake made during minting can turn a normal coin into a life-changing discovery. That brings us closer to the year 1979. At first, many people think 1979 coins are common, and yes, millions were made. But here's the twist: not all 1979 coins are the same. Some contain rare minting errors. Some were produced in limited conditions. And some exist in such perfect condition that collectors are willing to pay unbelievable prices. Let's break this down in a simple way. In 1979, coins featuring Liberty-style symbolism, especially those connected with older designs or special editions, started gaining attention again. While the classic Liberty head coins were mostly from earlier centuries, collectors often group similar iconic American coins under the Liberty category because of their design influence and historical meaning. Now here's where things get exciting. There are reports and listings of coins claimed to be worth massive amounts. Numbers like $787,976.5 get thrown around. But here's the truth you need to understand clearly. Not every coin will reach that value. Only extremely rare, certified, and high-grade coins with unique features can reach such levels. So what should you look for? First, check the condition. If your coin looks almost brand new, with sharp details and no scratches, it could be in what collectors call mint state. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Second, look for mint marks. These are small letters on the coin that show where it was made. Different mint locations can affect rarity. Third, and most important, errors. Error coins are like hidden treasure. Maybe the design is slightly off-center. Maybe there's a double strike. Maybe letters look duplicated. These small imperfections can increase the value massively because they are rare and unique. Now imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. Sounds impossible, right? But it happens. People around the world have discovered valuable coins in old collections, drawers, or even daily transactions. Another important factor is demand. Collectors are always hunting for specific coins. If a certain Liberty-style coin from 1979 becomes popular in auctions or among collectors, the price can shoot up quickly. Market trends play a huge role, and sometimes values change faster than you expect. Let's talk about history again for a moment, because this is what truly gives these coins their soul. The Liberty image dates back to some of the earliest American coins in the late 1700s. Over time, the design evolved, but the message stayed the same: freedom, strength, and hope. Holding a Liberty coin is like holding a piece of that story, and when you combine history with rarity, condition, and collector demand, you get value. Real value. Some Liberty coins have sold for thousands. Some for tens of thousands. And yes, a few extremely rare examples have reached incredible prices at auctions. So what about your coin? If you have a 1979 coin or any Liberty-style coin, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Clean it carefully if needed, but never damage it. Compare it with verified images. And if you think it might be special, consider getting it checked by a professional grading service, because one small detail could change everything. And here's the most exciting part: the world of coin collecting is growing fast. More people are joining, more discoveries are being made, and more hidden treasures are being uncovered every day. What seems ordinary today could become extraordinary tomorrow. So next time you see a coin, don't just spend it. Study it. Respect it. Because you never know, that small piece of metal could be a silent fortune waiting to be discovered. If you love coins, history, and hidden value, this is just the beginning. There are countless stories, rare finds, and secrets still waiting to be revealed. Welcome to the world of coins, where history meets treasure, and every coin has a story worth telling. Today's story might completely change the way you look at the coins in your pocket. Imagine holding a small piece of metal that looks ordinary, something most people ignore, but in reality it could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that is exactly what makes the world of top Liberty coins so fascinating. Now let's dive deep into one of the most talked about topics among collectors and investors: top Liberty coins, especially rare years like 1983, and how their value has shocked the market. First, you need to understand what people mean when they say top Liberty coin. This usually refers to coins that feature Lady Liberty prominently, a symbol of freedom, strength, and identity in American coinage. These designs go back more than a century and include some of the most iconic coins ever produced. Coins like the Liberty Head, Walking Liberty, and Morgan designs are not just currency, they are history frozen in metal. Over the years, collectors have paid massive amounts for rare Liberty coins. Some of them have crossed values like $100,000, $500,000, and even close to $1 million depending on rarity, condition, and demand. And this is where things get really exciting. Not every valuable coin looks old or worn out. Sometimes even modern-era coins can be extremely rare due to minting errors, limited production, or unique features. Now let's talk about the year 1983. At first glance, you might think 1983 coins are common. After all, they are not that old. But here is the twist: some 1983 coins are among the most difficult to find in high-quality condition. Why? Because during that time, many coins were heavily circulated, and very few were preserved in mint state. This makes high-grade 1983 coins extremely valuable today. There are also cases where certain 1983 coins were never officially released in collector sets, meaning the only way to find them is through circulation. That alone creates rarity. And when rarity meets demand, prices go up, sometimes very fast. Now imagine finding a Liberty-related coin from a similar rare category, in near-perfect condition. Collectors have been known to pay shocking amounts. There have been listings and private sales where coins reached values like $787,976 or even more depending on grading and authentication. These numbers are not random, they are driven by collector passion, historical importance, and scarcity. Another key factor that determines value is condition. In the coin world, condition is everything. A coin graded at the highest levels, meaning it has almost no scratches, perfect shine, and full detail, can be worth hundreds of times more than the same coin in worn condition. Two coins from the same year can have a price difference of thousands or even millions just because of condition. Let's also talk about mint marks. Small letters on coins indicating where they were made can dramatically change value. Some mint locations produced fewer coins, making them rarer today. A small detail like this can turn an ordinary-looking coin into a collector's dream. Then there are minting errors. These are mistakes made during production, double strikes, off-center designs, missing elements, or unusual textures. Error coins are like accidents that turned into treasure. Collectors love them because they are unique. No two error coins are exactly the same, and that uniqueness can drive prices incredibly high. Now here's something very important for you as a viewer. Many people have valuable coins but don't even realize it. They keep them in drawers, jars, or old collections passed down from family. A coin that looks normal could actually be rare because of a small detail you might miss without proper knowledge. That's why checking your coins carefully is so important. Look at the year, the design, the condition, and any unusual features. Even a slight difference could mean a big jump in value. The market for Liberty coins continues to grow. More collectors are entering the space, and demand is increasing globally. Coins are no longer just collectibles, they are also considered a form of investment. Unlike digital assets or paper money, coins have physical presence, history, and intrinsic value. And here's the most exciting part. The next valuable coin discovery could be in your pocket right now. It could be sitting in your home, unnoticed, waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. So always stay curious. Never ignore small details. And remember, in the world of coins, even the smallest piece of metal can hold a story worth thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this deep dive into top Liberty coins and the surprising value of rare years like 1983, make sure to stay connected with coins, because we bring you the hidden treasures, the real stories, and the secrets that could turn your everyday coins into extraordinary finds. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of coin collecting, the story of the famous Liberty coins, the mystery behind the 1994 D Mint coin, and how certain rare pieces have reached astonishing market values close to $787,976. The word Liberty on a coin is not just decoration. It represents freedom, history, and the identity of a nation. For decades, coins featuring Liberty have been minted in different designs, from classic flowing hair portraits to the bold and powerful Lady Liberty seen on modern coinage. Collectors across the world are obsessed with these coins, not just because of their beauty, but because some of them are extremely rare and valuable. Now let's talk about the 1994 D coin. At first, many people think it's just another modern coin. It was minted in Denver, which is what the D Mint mark stands for. Millions of coins were produced that year, so you might wonder how something so common could ever be valuable. But here is where things get interesting. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is not always about how many coins were made. It's about how many survived in perfect condition, how many have unique errors, and how many collectors are searching for them. Some 1994 D coins have been discovered with rare minting errors. These errors can include doubled designs, off-center strikes, or unusual metal compositions. When a coin has one of these rare characteristics, its value can increase dramatically. A coin that might normally be worth just a few cents could suddenly become worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. Condition plays a huge role in value. A coin in average circulated condition may not attract much attention, but a coin graded as near perfect can be extremely valuable. Professional grading companies examine coins under magnification and assign them a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value. A pristine 1994 D coin with a rare error could easily become a collector's dream. Now let's explore the idea of extremely high-value Liberty coins. Over the years, some Liberty coins have sold for incredible prices at auctions. These are usually coins that are either very old, extremely rare, or have a unique historical significance. When collectors compete for such coins, prices can skyrocket. That's how we sometimes see values reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. The number $787,976 may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, it is absolutely possible under the right conditions. Coins that reach such values often have a combination of rarity, historical importance, and perfect condition. They may also have a story behind them, such as being part of a famous collection or having a unique minting error that makes them one of a kind. Another factor that drives value is demand. When more collectors want a specific coin, the price naturally increases. Liberty coins are always in demand because they represent a classic era of coin design. Their timeless look attracts both new collectors and experienced investors. If you think you might have a valuable coin, there are a few things you should do. First, never clean the coin. Cleaning can actually reduce its value significantly. Second, store it in a safe place, preferably in a protective holder. Third, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. This will give you an accurate idea of its condition and potential value. It's also important to research your coin. Look for details such as the mint mark, the year, and any unusual features. Even small differences can make a big impact on value. For example, a tiny doubling in the lettering or a slight misalignment in the design could be the key to discovering a rare and valuable coin. The history of Liberty coins goes back many decades, and each design tells a story. From early silver coins to modern issues, the image of Liberty has evolved over time. This evolution adds to the appeal for collectors, as they can trace the history of a nation through its coinage. The market for coins is constantly changing. Prices can rise and fall based on trends, economic conditions, and collector interest. That's why it's always a good idea to stay updated with current market values. Auctions, coin shows, and online marketplaces are great places to see what coins are selling for. Some collectors start small, searching through their pocket change, while others invest large amounts of money in rare coins. No matter how you start, the thrill of discovering a valuable coin is something that never gets old. Imagine finding a coin in your collection that turns out to be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Building a coin collection is not just about money. It's about passion, history, and the excitement of the hunt. Each coin has its own story, and every collector has their own journey. The 1994 D coin may seem like a small piece of metal, but under the right circumstances, it could be a hidden treasure. As you continue exploring the world of coins, remember that knowledge is your greatest tool. The more you learn, the better your chances of identifying valuable pieces. Take your time, do your research, and never underestimate the potential of a simple coin. Welcome to the fascinating world of coin collecting, where history meets value, and where even the smallest discovery can lead to something extraordinary. This is your channel Coins, bringing you the most exciting stories, hidden treasures, and valuable insights from the world of rare coins. Stay tuned, keep searching, and who knows, your next coin could change your life forever.